There are a few cloud gaming services available on the market, and among those few is the Xbox Cloud Gaming Service offered by Microsoft. But is it working well enough? What exactly does it offer? And does it make any sense for you at all? Let's figure that out together. First of all, we have to know that the Cloud Gaming Service by Microsoft is actually a little goodie and an addition to the Game Pass Ultimate in general. It currently is still in beta and doesn't cost anything extra. Well, for now, by the time we've been recording this video. But it basically promises us to enjoy gaming everywhere. Like here, for example, in the beautiful south of Alabama. But what specific subscription do we actually need from Microsoft? Well, according to their official webpage, the cloud gaming service is only available for the subscribers of the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. There is a link in the description below for further information where they actually explain that. If this is going to change in the future and Microsoft makes a standalone cloud gaming service available or even increase the price of the Game Pass Ultimate, we definitely discuss this at the end of this video. The Game Pass in general offers a vast library and variety of games and is constantly evolving ever since its release. We already made a video about the Game Pass Ultimate in general, and if you're interested, I'm gonna link this video in the description below, so maybe you want to check that out too. So, what do we actually need to have to enjoy the gaming to go everywhere? Well, we have several options. Option number 1. Just your smartphone. Yes, some games come with touch controls. Option number 2. In addition to your smartphone, you can buy a controller which fits your smartphone, such as the Backbone, for example. Option number 3. And this is the option which we are going to check out today. We just need an Xbox controller, a phone clip, and of course, your smartphone. Of course, there are more options to use cloud gaming. For example, you can also set up your notebook, connect your Xbox controller, and launch your supported browser. But let's focus here on option number 3 for this video. And by the way, make sure that your smartphone fulfills the requirements of using the app. We checked out 3 games and each one of a different type. We have racing, third person, and a first person title. We start with the racing game Forza Motorsports, which is the latest title by Microsoft from their successful racing game series. A visually stunning game, and sorry that I pronounce it Forza. I am German, and if I pronounce it Forza, like everyone else does, it kinda has a nasty sound and reminds me of the German word Furzen, which basically describes the word fart in English. Anyway, let's just move on. In terms of loading times, we get lucky here in this footage, because I experienced days where it was different and I had a loading time of about 7 minutes. Starting the app on my phone to actually get into the game was about 1 till 2 minutes this time. So overall, pretty great. Also, the performance of the game was actually quite good. I experienced some dips here and there, and the image didn't always look crisp, but I think that has something to do with the bitrate standard for streaming titles. The interesting fact here is that we play this title on an iPhone 12 mini, so a relatively small display, and it was even noticeable on that screen. The overall satisfaction with the racing title seems to be guaranteed. Also, the input lag was quite okay. But let's jump straight to the third person title. And we get lucky here, because for this test we are able to enjoy Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on xCloud, the first title of Cal Kestis Saga and his crew. For console, an absolute well-optimized title, and even if it's been out for a longer time, it still remains as one of the mainstream titles with a lot of replay value. The loading times to get into the game from starting the app to actually play the game is absolutely fine as well. No surprises here, and the same as it was with Forza. Around a minute and we are good to go. The input lag, on the other hand, in this game is a little bit more noticeable as it was with the tested racing game. You can tell that there is a little more controller latency. Yet it feels absolutely okay, and you don't have the effect that there is a significant time between moving the stick and the reaction on screen. The dips in the bitrate though were noticeably again. but also not a lot. We shouldn't forget that this is cloud gaming, but we believe the dips might be there even when it will be out of the beta phase someday. It will probably always depend on your internet connection. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order turns out quite good as well, no minor issues here. But let's jump straight to the next title. For this particular testing, we picked Far Cry 5, also available on Game Pass Ultimate by the time we recorded this video. A great game with still visually stunning design, but Far Cry games always prove to be good-looking games. Also a video link up here in the corner, another video of this channel where we go through all major Far Cry titles 1 till 6, in case you don't know what to watch later. With Far Cry 5, no difference from the last two titles in terms of loading times, around 2 minutes and we are able to play. Which is most noticeable on the other hand is the input lag, and the bitrate also was a little worse this time. It doesn't destroy the feeling in general, but it definitely has an impact on your gameplay experience. Unfortunately, it is not possible to capture that on our camera. There could be two reasons for that. Either connection and stability problems with the internet, or this is just too much to paste on the screen for the overall connection, buffering, etc. We tested Far Cry 6 too, just to make sure that it doesn't have anything to do with this title, but it turns out that there is no difference. The overall satisfaction takes a big hit here. It's not bad or is unplayable. This was just compared to the others we've tested. But the most significant cut in terms of gameplay experience we got with the first-person title. But now let's put all those things together and let's check out if it's worth joining the club in cloud gaming with the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. We tested 3 games, in fact 4, but we won't count Far Cry 6, and found out that it surprisingly worked quite well. The racing title and third-person title, though, deliver the best quality in terms of overall gameplay feeling. Although for recommending playing a visually demanding first-person title, it is a little too early. Maybe the input latency, or however we call this, will change once it's out of the beta. The few dips in the bitrate we experienced were absolutely acceptable. And that leads us to the probably most important thing, which is the stability and performance. You have to make sure that you have Wi-Fi and a decent Wi-Fi enabled, or if you're on the go, make sure that you are in an area which supports 5G and have it enabled on your mobile device. Currently here in a bigger city in Germany, it is quite hard. If I go outside and play those titles on the go, it is quite hard to have a consistent internet connection. But for whom is all this cloud gaming service stuff? Well, if you are mostly at home and have the opportunity to play on an Xbox Series S or X, then the recommendation leans clearly towards the gaming option with consoles. If you travel a lot for work or for fun and you still want to play some games every now and then we absolutely can recommend it. It could be a perfect choice if you are staying at a hotel or staying with friends or family who not just live right around the corner. But it always requires internet, and make sure that it is as stable as possible. By the time we've been recording this video, there is no option in the Game Pass that you can download the games onto your mobile device and play them offline. Very important to know as well is that you don't have much control over the graphical settings like you would have on console. They are often fixed and can't be changed from quality to performance, for example. We tested visually demanding titles where there is a lot to see on screen, and honestly the screen should be big enough to really enjoy those games in their full potential. For what we know so far is that we can only assume if Microsoft is making the right move towards gaming to go and Xbox everywhere. Although we hope that there will be a handheld someday with at least the possibility to store a few games on a device and play them offline. We know that Microsoft is putting tons of money into the market and they wouldn't do it if it doesn't pay off in the future. Maybe it already does with their millions of Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. Who knows, the future will tell us. Also, once the cloud gaming is out of beta service and has finally reached its full potential, that could actually lead to a price increase. Either they provide a standalone cloud gaming service option for travelers, for example, or they increase the price of the Game Pass Ultimate, which they probably do anyway over the next few years. That also wouldn't be a surprise, since all streaming services increasing their prices step by step anyway. And that is just natural because things usually don't get cheaper in general. But all in all, and either way, the Gaming to Go service offered by Microsoft is a good addition for a lot of gamers out there, but it hasn't reached its full potential yet. Thank you for watching, and maybe you want to join this community. This definitely is free. Do you have any experience with the cloud gaming service of Microsoft? Then help others with your experience in the comments below. Or maybe you have another cloud gaming service like Nvidia, for example, then feel free to share your knowledge about it.